Hello.
Hi,
How
JJ.
are you doing?
I'm okay, a little stressed.
Has it been a busy day getting all these Zoom things going?
I'm a Zoom virgin, so that
Right.
was the big deal. I had to be like step by step to get through it, and
Mhm.
Androids and iPhones are all different, so we're together.
Yep. Finally, it's fine. No, I did that because I've been doing a lot of these like Zoom things lately. Um, but the first one, literally, I was just like, so I do. I was like, I do what? And then what? And like nothing was working. I couldn't get like the meeting ID. I couldn't get. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I guess this is quarantine 2020 and how we all do it, right?
Yeah. I
Well,
guess so.
I appreciate you being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I just wanted to start, of course, by saying congratulations. Ruthless just came out just a little over a week ago or under a week ago.
Yeah, just a little over a week ago.
So
It's
I
great.
always think about when artists release albums, it's like a baby, right? But
Mhm.
you had an EP first. So is that like getting a pet for the first time? And then the album is like having a baby for the first time?
A little bit. Like, so the EP, it feels like it was so long ago, the EP, but that definitely, I think that was almost, well, not more exciting because this was definitely more exciting because it's everything that I've done plus new songs and it's all, it feels like the final like arrival of like the first thing. I feel like the EP was just kind of leading up to this point. So, yeah, I'd say that this was definitely not more exciting, just it felt more real, I guess. Because an EP is super exciting, but it's only 4 songs. Well, at least mine was. So I was like, it's great. I just or I guess 5, but still, I just kind of always looking to the next thing. And I feel like as an artist, that's very common to do, anyways. Even EPs or albums, there's always looking towards your next creation. Or I don't find that I actually kind of sit too long in what I've created, but at least for this album, I've had a little bit more time to kind of listen and reflect and kind of sit in the moment of it, where usually I would just kind of put it out and not even listen to it and just be like, okay, now what?
Um, you said that you don't sit on things for a long time. Is that why you had 500 or so songs like off the bat?
It could be. It very well could be. I mean, I'm not somebody that generally listens to my own music. I did with this album. I had a really fun moment where I had a box of CDs that I was bringing to a local record store here, and I was driving up to see one of my friends, and I had this box of CDs in my car. I was like, well, I think it was the day before the album came out or something. I was like, I want to give it a listen because I had listened to, obviously you listen to all the songs when you are mixing and writing and getting them all right, but then once I finish them, I don't usually go back and listen to them a bunch. But when I'm writing songs, um that's when I'll get like obsessed with a song, and until it's finished, I'll listen to it over and over again to get it right. And then, yeah, as soon as it's done, I move on to the next one. And then sometimes I'll come back and listen to a few just for fun, but that probably is why I have so many songs, is I just don't stop writing.
That's awesome, though. And The Rush, I mean, number one in Canada for the past 4 weeks and counting.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing. I mean, how did you feel the very first week?
It was awesome. So I got the news and I was up at my cottage, and it was just me and my parents, and it was a very like low key but really great celebration. My manager FaceTimed me when we were out. I think we were just having like a drink outside, and he FaceTimes me. He goes, "So guess what?" And I knew right away. I was like, "We did it!" And he just started freaking out. And then my dad ran and got some champagne that he had bought just in case, and we popped the champagne. And it was just like the cutest, most like innocent celebration.
Yeah,
But
like
then
very
afterwards, it was
family.
a pardon.
Yeah, very family oriented. I mean, with the closest people to you in the world, probably.
Yeah, and I mean it's funny because this is all happening during a pandemic, so it's like I can't go out and party with my friends. Although we did have a few a few other champagne pops after that.
Like, do you feel a little bit ripped off that this is all happening while we're trapped inside and we can't come out and see you and hug you and love on you?
It's funny because it doesn't feel real in the sense that yeah, there hasn't been these like crazy celebrations, but I've also been able to celebrate with people that are closest to me in my like very tight circle. So in that sense it still feels real, and almost more so in this pandemic, because for me there's not a lot going on as far as like touring and stuff because we just can't. So I'm focusing all my energy on the present moment and what's happening and writing and all that. So to me it's kind of cool happening in this time because I can actually take it all in. Whereas I feel like if it was happening on the road, it would be like, okay, this is great, but now I got to get ready for this show, and now we got to be at this city tomorrow, you know. So it'd always be on the go, and so now we've kind of had time to sit back and be like, holy shit, we actually accomplished this.
Well, that's so cool. Like that's a really big silver lining that you dug out of all of this. Like for real. I mean, we lose so many moments because there's always something to do, and like things that are so exciting and so meaningful happen so fast. So this could have been a blip, but instead you got to revel in it. You got to relish in it. So that's kind of cool. I was feeling bad for you for a little bit, but you just opened my eyes and made me feel like, yeah, that you could do this. You could totally have the best celebrations and longer celebrations. So
Yeah.
congratulations. That's really awesome, actually. But I did watch or read an interview from the beginning of this year that you did, and you were so excited about all the things that 2020 were, with the tour with the Rival Sons, the tour with Jimmy Eat World. So those have been put on the back burner for now. The Jimmy Eat World has been rescheduled, right?
Yeah, that one is supposed to be in the fall. As far as I know, that's going to be happening. It all, yeah, it definitely was a bummer. I'm not going to lie, to have the entire summer canceled. Supposed to go to Europe for the first time and like a bunch of just like festivals and fun things. But again, I'm just trying to keep positive and find the silver linings in it. And I believe that things happen for a reason. So whatever it is, I don't know what the reason is yet. I'm sure I will. But it's got to be, yeah, that next summer is just going to be even better. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, the fall tour is still on there. And then hopefully a lot of these things are going to be, they were postponed. I mean, some of the festivals, that's kind of dicey because it's like they have the festival once a year. They're not going to do it in October or something when it's a summer festival. But the tours can be rescheduled. And so we're all just kind of waiting to see, like where I am in Kitchener-Waterloo here, we've just entered phase 2. So we have, patios opening up and different, well, not inside restaurants, but like salons and different things, all with the precautions of like the COVID stuff. But yeah, so it's looking good that we might be able to have some smaller venue shows. So it really depends, like who knows what September's going to look like. It might be that everything's open. It might be that we're still kind of like tiptoeing around what's going to happen. So I'm just kind of in it for the ride, and I have no expectations.
That's all you can do, right? Yeah. But at least there is a date to look forward to, and hopefully it does happen.
Yeah.
With that one's with Jimmy Eat World, and with Rival Sons, we're waiting to see, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, just to be in the moment and see what happens.
Maybe Coffee in a Cover would never have happened if this didn't happen.
There you go. Exactly.
Tell us about that.
Well, I started it a while back, but then basically it was my way of engaging with people through my socials to kind of build something that wasn't just me talking to people, and I still wanted it to relate to music, but I was trying to find a way to kind of engage with fans and friends and peers and everybody. And so I just started doing covers that I loved from back in my bar gig days. I had this big book of covers, you know what I mean? Like every gigging musician has, they have their like Bible. So I had all of those. Yeah, so I had all of those songs, and then I slowly started going through them. And I would play them for, first I started with one song, then 1 to 3 songs, and I'd always have coffee. And then as I started touring, I found it was really difficult to get the time to do all that stuff. So it kind of took a back seat. And then now that this has all happened, I've actually been able to pick it up again. And now it's taken off more than it ever has. So that's also a plus. And I take all requests. So that's the fun thing too. I'll ask people like on my Instagram page, like, what do you guys want to listen to me play this week? Or what's your favorite song? I'll play it. That kind of thing. So it's bringing back some of my old gigging ways, which I really like.
For sure. And it's a way that we get to, yeah, like you said, connect with you and still see you perform, even though it's not live in person, it's still live, right?
Yeah.
So
and it does feel like a show. That's the funny thing too, which I loved, because honestly, as I'm sure many artists are starved for performing right now. Like I miss performing to people. I miss interacting and stuff. And the one thing that I've loved is that even though you can't see them, I know they're there and people are like commenting as I'm playing.
Yeah.
You actually do get a sense of like a live audience, as weird as that sounds. It kind of feels like you're playing a show. So I'm loving that.
No, for sure. I mean, even the ones that I've watched, I have never been on your side of things, but watching those and seeing all the hearts fly up and the thumbs up fly up, like you feel the energy, even though you're completely by yourself. You know, it's the coolest thing.
It's strange, but yeah, so I guess we're just finding, that's the one thing too that's nice about when stuff like this happens, like this pandemic, people are forced to be creative and forced to interact, but humans always find a way of coming together some way or another, which I think is great. I feel like it's just engaged or ingrained in our beings or our personalities. We're social creatures, so it's cool to see how creative people are getting in order to still be with people, even if it's over the internet or you know what I mean. So that's cool.
Thank goodness for the internet.
I know, right? Oh.
As much as it sucks sometimes, thank goodness for it right now, for sure.
Yeah.
So that happens on your Instagram at 6:30 is when you usually do it. It's not every night though, right?
No, so we actually just did a poll with like my audience asking, because I was kind of like, okay, I used to do it every Tuesday and Thursdays, and then I cut it down to one night where I'm going to do more than one song rather than doing one song both nights. So now, after polling everybody, it's Wednesdays at 8 p.m. So just after dinner, getting your glass of wine ready to go. And that's also, I've changed, well, I do coffee in a cover, but every now and then I throw in cocktail in a cover where I'll put a list of ingredients out on my page and say, this is what we're making tonight. And I'll have a live video of me teaching people how to make a drink, because I used to be a bartender.
My God.
So that's been a lot of fun.
That's amazing. I mean, coffee is life, but at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday, a cocktail is lifer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's the best of both worlds on there. So far, we've made an old fashioned and a gin and tonic.
Very nice. I love a G&T, man. Oh,
yeah. It's delicious. So, have you ever had a G&T with grapefruit, with lime and grapefruit?
I have not.
I tried it for the first time this weekend. It changed my world. I was like, well, I'm never going back.
Is that recipe on your IG still?
It isn't, but I will post it. Thank you for reminding me.
Please do. I'll get on that probably tonight.
Yeah. It's honestly so good. You gotta try it.
I love it. Well, we need you to do a little something for us.
Maybe a song.
Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Only the #1 song in Canada for the past 4 weeks, Miss JJ Wilde.
Thank you.
Take it. It's The Rush.
It is The Rush. All right. So here we go. trust. It's the rush, it's the lust you can't trust. It's the rush, it's the lust you can't trust. It's the rush, it's the lust. And it's times like these that I swear to God, I'm glad my mother can't see me. And if she did, I don't know how I could keep it together. I don't know how I could keep it. And it's times like these that I love to forget, 'cause it's easier than to live with regret. I don't know how I could keep it together. I don't know how I could keep it. It's the rush, it's the lust you can't trust. It's the rush, it's the lust you can't trust. It's the rush, it's the lust you can't trust.
Yeah, girl. Wow, I just got a private performance.
Woo!
For now, it's just for me.
Yeah.
In a few minutes, it'll be for everyone. But that's so awesome. Thank you so much for taking your time out for us.
Thank you.
You definitely would have been here. I mean, you would have been here way earlier than just now if this whole thing wasn't going on. But second best. This is great.
Yeah, exactly. And all the more to look forward to when this is all over. I can come up and actually meet face to face and, even have a hug.
That would be fantastic. And I love the sun-kissed hair. I just had to say, it looks, I don't know if you've lightened it. Did you just lighten it recently?
I did.
Yeah. I love it. Well, hearts, thank you so much, JJ.
Thank you for having me on the show. That was so much fun.